Hey everyone, it's Cory McCarthy and welcome to a new episode. While I was in the UK this past July, I collected a good deal of photographs to be used in future video content. This will be the first video utilizing some of what was captured.
On Saturday, July 9th, I was thumbing through a cookbook called Deliciously Ella by Ella Woodward.
It is filled with many vegan-friendly recipes. However, Ella does utilize honey in some recipes, so clearly she isn't a vegan, and the book isn't exclusively vegan either. Just putting that out there.
Nonetheless, I came across a raw vegan berry cheesecake recipe on page 193.
The night prior to this, I had enjoyed this amazing in-house vegan cheesecake at a local Loving Hut restaurant in London. Thus, I felt inspired to try and make Ella's. In this video, I will take you through the entire process, through to the final result. So grab a notepad and follow along. I assure you it is worth it. Before you begin, you need to soak 400 grams of unsalted raw cashews in water for about 3 hours. You also need to slice up 3 bananas. 2 of them should be over-ripened and 1 should be just ripe. Freeze these banana slices along with 200 grams of fresh blueberries for 3 full hours. Do not use packaged or frozen blueberries because of something having to do with the water content and eventual runniness. Anyway, while you're waiting for those items to freeze, you can prepare the base.
By hand or with a food processor, crush up 300 grams of raw unsalted almonds into a fine consistency. I actually used walnuts for this cheesecake, but either will work.
For lack of a working food processor, I used a mortar and pestle combined with a little elbow grease to get the job done.
But hey, it worked. And I must add that it felt very manly in the process.
Anyhow, once the nuts are ground down, it's time for the dates.
Remove the pits from 500 grams of medjool dates, specifically medjool. No other variety will work as nicely.
Once that has been done, blend the pitted dates with the ground nuts in a food processor until a sticky paste forms. Press this paste into the base of a cake tin.
Or, if you're like me, without a food processor at your disposal, mash that shit together by hand into the bottom of the cake tin.
No wonder baking can be considered a stress reliever. Anyhow, once the cake tin or tins are lined with the base, place it or them into the freezer. Once the base is in the freezer, and after the previously mentioned bananas and berries have been in the freezer for 3 hours, and also after the cashews have soaked for 3 hours, you can begin working on the middle layer of the cake.
In a blender, place the following ingredients. 2 frozen overripe bananas, 400 grams of soaked cashews, just drain the soaking water first, obviously, 150 milliliters of maple syrup, 100 milliliters of fresh apple juice, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And blend that shit until it's smooth and creamy.
Once this is done, remove the base layer from the freezer.
And pour 3/4 of the mixture onto the base layer. Spread it around until it's evenly distributed.
After that, put it back into the freezer and let it chill for 20 minutes. Now it's time for the final top layer. Taking the 1/4 of mixture you still have remaining,
add in the following ingredients into a blender. The last frozen banana, 200 grams of frozen blueberries, 200 grams of strawberries which are not called for being frozen, 4 additional pitted medjool dates, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And once more, blend that shit up until it's smooth and creamy. Then pour and spread it around all over the middle layer.
Once this has been done, place the finished cake into the freezer for 2 to 3 hours.
After that, take it out of the freezer and let it sit for a few minutes before serving. Then, you're free to cut it up and enjoy. Hell, go crazy even. While it may not be calorie-free, the ingredients are all very wholesome.
And there you have it. Though I have to be honest, it doesn't taste exactly like a traditional cheesecake.
Which the Diabrand vegan cheesecake successfully does, which I reviewed on this channel back in June 28th of 2015.
Rather, this cheesecake tastes more like a creamy fruit pie. It does have the cheesecakey texture, though. Whatever the case, it is fucking good, and I highly recommend you all give it a go. Anyway, if you all found this episode useful or interesting, please like and share it. And if you've made it yourself, Share what you think in the comments. Stir up discussion. And that said, please post all comments you'd like me to respond to personally over at my blog, strongerfastervegan.com, under the appropriate video entry. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already, to keep on top of things like the recent live Q&A event, which I may end up hosting each week. Otherwise, I will see you all around next time.